What's up, guys? So today I wanted to do a total beginner's guide on how I would use peptides to leverage them as the ultimate tools to optimize my health. So why should you listen to me? So I started my peptide process many years ago. I know what works and what doesn't work. So I just want to save you years of painful mistakes that I did in myself, and I don't want it to happen to you guys. So it started weighing 245 pounds. I was above 25% body fat. I abused my body with alcohol, horrible foods, seed oils, processed foods for many years, and I decided to make a change. Since then, I have experimented with all these compounds that I'm about to talk about, and I know what works and what doesn't work. So I do have the knowledge and experience that I could save you years of mistakes. So the main thing is, I'm assuming that you guys are total beginners. I'm also assuming that you're in like obese levels. So you're above 25% for men, and for women between 33 to 35%. The first thing that I would do, guys, before tackling any other issue would be tackling obesity. That's going to be the one thing that's going to give you the highest ROI. So I would start with GLPs. So what are GLPs? The main GLPs are semaglutide, tirzepatide, and retatrutide. So semaglutide is just GLP-1. So it has to do with GLPs, which is the GLP receptor is the one that's going to help you with appetite suppression. So that's all semaglutide is going to do. The more dosage you're going to have, the more dosage you inject, the more appetite suppression you're going to have, right? So after that comes the tirzepatide, which is a dual agonist. This one has a GLP and GIP. So in my experience, tirzepatide does more of the appetite suppression than semaglutide does. I don't know, some people are different, but that's for me. Now, GIP is going to help you have slower gastric emptying. So aside from having appetite suppression, you're also going to be fuller for longer, right? So tirzepatide was one of my favorites until retatrutide came out. Now retatrutide is the king in my eyes, and I'm currently on it right now. Retatrutide is a triple agonist, so it has the GLP, GIP, and glucagon receptor agonism. So the glucagon receptor agonism is going to help you lose more body fat while maintaining more muscle. So it's going to, whenever you start burning calories, remember, you still got to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, no matter what you inject, no matter where you're at. This is going to help you stay in a calorie deficit, but you still got to make sure that you are in a calorie deficit. So once you are in that calorie deficit, retatrutide is going to help you focus on burning fat. And also it does get your metabolism a little higher. So you might feel like you're hot sometimes. That just means you're burning more calories than usual. So if your body's focusing on burning fat cells more than anything, then it is sparing muscle cells. So that's why it's really good, retatrutide. And the more muscle your frame has, the more weight you lose, like the more calories you burn every day. So it is like a domino effect where the more muscle you have on your frame, it'll be easier for you to lose weight. While with tirzepatide and semaglutide, some people lose not just body fat, but they lose body weight, including muscle and bone density. So those are two things you got to keep in mind. So once you start getting that ball rolling, you let's say you're weighing 245 pounds for guys and 180 pounds for a woman. Once you start getting the ball rolling, you lose 10, 20 pounds, then you could start looking at GH secretagogues right here. So GH secretagogues, what's going to help you with, it's actually going to maintain those muscle tonality. And like we spoke about before, the more muscle you have on your frame, the easier it is for you to lose the weight and maintain the weight off. Because another thing that many people are worried about is that once you stop using the GLPs, you might gain the weight back again. So this GH secretagogues is going to help you with that. Now, if you're a total beginner, guys, I wouldn't touch tesamorelin, MK677, GHRP2, or GHRP6. I would only mess around with CJC 1295 and ipamorelin. You could probably do it as a blend. Now, I am not a big fan of CJC because it gives you certain side effects that a person that's a total beginner might get afraid of, and they might not want to touch peptides afterwards, but there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just natural to get these side effects. So for example, you might get redness, a little bit of a rash, maybe some nausea. And the main reason why this is happening is because your capillaries are opening up to the peptide, and it's actually showing you signs that the peptide is doing something in your body. So you should take it as a signal. You shouldn't be afraid of it. Now, ipamorelin for me, it doesn't do any side effects. Some people will have slight water retention, if anything, maybe some tiredness and fatigue, but that's normal with all peptides, really. You're probably going to feel that. The main difference with GH secretagogues than it is with the GLPs is that GLPs, that's going to stabilize after a while. Your body is going to get used to it, and then you're going to have less and less fatigue. Now, another thing that GH secretagogues is going to help you with is having more nutrient partitioning. So when we're in a calorie deficit, it's easier to have nutrient deficiencies, because, and especially when you're in GLPs, that's why some people get the side effects of hair shedding, and you start losing more of your hair. But this is totally normal and nothing to worry about. It's not going to be something that's permanent. It's just shedding after 3 or 4 months of having less nutrients in your body. Your body is going to stabilize and the hair is going to grow back. GH secretagogues might help you keep it. That's why you got to keep in mind that you got to do and just have a very well-balanced diet when you're on peptides. Now, there's also non-GLP fat loss agents. There's MOTS-c and AOD 9604. So let me break it down. So MOTS-c is actually quite efficacious at losing weight when you're obese. In my experience, when you're already 10, 12% body fat, and MOTS-c is not great for cutting out that extra 2 percentage points out of your body. You do get other benefits, so you do feel more energetic, but in regards of losing weight when you're already pretty fit and pretty healthy, I don't think it's very efficacious. Now, AOD 9604, it's a sequence of GH secretagogues, which it's pretty much what they did is they got the sequence of the hormone that allows to have fat loss, but you don't have the other effects from GH secretagogues. So the fullness that you have when you're on GH secretagogues, you're not going to get that, but you're also not going to have any of the side effects. So you're not going to have any of the water retention. You're a little bit less tiredness. So, it has its pros and its cons. That's when you start experimenting with yourself. If you see that you're having a lot of these side effects with GH secretagogues, AOD might be a great way to go. Now, as we're losing weight, guys, what happens is that most people derail because they're having injuries. So you want to make sure that you're not going to derail from your fat loss journey. And the best way to do that is by having recovery peptides. So right here, what are recovery peptides? So we would use BPC 157, TB 500, GHKCU, and DSIP. So many of you have heard, if you haven't, if you're brand new at this, BPC 157 and TB 500, when you blend it, when you have it mixed together, you're not going to literally blend it, guys. When I say blend, is you're taking it together. So that's called the Wolverine stack. And it's supposed to help you with anything ligament or tendon related, muscle related. It's going to improve your recovery many times fold. I've fixed many issues from my shoulders, my knees, just things that I never thought that I could fix. I fixed it with this, and it took me a month or two. It was crazy. Now, GHKCU also helps with this type of recovery. Sometimes they mix these together as well. That's called the Glow Blend. Some people focus on that mostly for skin and aesthetics, though. But in my experience, it's been better, even better for recovery. Now, DSIP is going to help you sleep. It's going to help you have a deeper sleep. Many people don't realize that if you were to optimize just your habits, if you were to sleep 8 hours and you had really great sleep, you could have a lot of benefits from that. So these peptides are helping you optimize your habit. That's what they're doing, really. And your body obviously is giving it a little bit of help as well. But most of these peptides, they're naturally produced in your body. So it's things that you already have in there. And the main thing I want you to take from this, guys, is you want to optimize your habits. If you don't optimize your habits and you get off all this, you're going to get fat again. You're going to have bad health. So optimize your health as you go and take this as a nitrogen boost for your health. Now, as we're still losing weight. Some people might need this, right? Sexual peptides. So we have PT 141. oxytocin and kisspeptin. So PT-141 is going to help you with that libido. Some guys out there that are a little bit older might need it, or some other people that have damaged their health drastically with bad habits. This might be very beneficial for them too. Now, oxytocin, I've used it before with my partner. It's great for bonding. So you could take it and she could take it and you could bond together that way. It creates great experience within couples. Now, kisspeptin is a great peptide for people that are having trouble having babies. So it's going to help you with your sperm count. Now, after we've optimized our health in the regard of obesity, which, by the way, instead of focusing on skin and aesthetics before you lose the weight, focus on the weight first, because once you lose the weight and once you optimize your habits, what's going to happen is that your skin is going to feel better. You're going to have glowier skin without even touching any of the peptides that I'm about to talk about. Now, you lost the weight, your skin is looking better. Now you can start looking at GHKCU, melanotan 1, melanotan 2, the Clo and the Glow blend. So these are the ones that are going to have your skin look more puffy. Melanotan is going to help you with tanning and also preventing the C word from happening in your skin. So that's very important, guys. And the more sun that we get, we've found out that the sun is not what produces the C word. What produces the C word is the burning from the sun. So this is going to prevent your skin from burning. And therefore, you're going to be able to get more sunlight, and sunlight equals energy. Okay. So the main goal of this, what is the main goal? It's not just to look better. It's not so that our friends tell us like, oh, you lost some weight, you look much better. No, it's about having longevity. So the main way for you to have longevity is losing the weight. That's the main issue. Now that has been resolved. You've resolved the aesthetics. All that is going to indirectly help you with longevity. And now you can start optimizing directly to longevity with epitalon, timalin, LL37, SS31, and NAD+. So once you start optimizing with this, that's when you're going to feel your greatest. That's exactly where I'm at right now. I feel my greatest, and I've never felt like this before ever in my life. Even when I was 15 years old, I didn't feel this good. So, and I don't want to hype this. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, if you guys want to see dosages and stuff, you probably do have my peptide cheat sheet, which you probably saw it for this video. I have all the dosages and the cycles of one of the peptides that I'm talking about right now. Now, the main goal here, guys, after doing this whole thing here, is getting more energy. Once energy equals longevity, longevity equals energy. So you could start optimizing with Solank, CMAX, and NAD+. This is the ultimate part of your peptide journey, okay? So guys, if this has been helpful, don't forget to subscribe at my YouTube at Biohacking Explained, Instagram, same Biohacking Explained, and TikTok. And I also have a school community. It's totally free. I give free advice there, and all of the people there have different types of experiences that you could talk about. So please